Okay, let's set the scene. Imagine it's mid-April. You're on South Africa's garden route. Beautiful place.
Stunning, yeah.
The sun's just dipped. It's twilight. Still warm, but you've got that refreshing cool edge starting to creep into the air.
Perfect time of evening.
Exactly. And you're maybe relaxing outside, quiet deck, just soaking in the sounds of the African bush starting up for the night. Then suddenly, this incredibly clear, almost haunting call cuts through, an African wood owl. And it sounds really close.
Right on top of you almost.
Yeah. And for Ben Fouché, who's our guide for this story, well, that sound sparked this immediate, instinctive need to go find it.
You just have to investigate, don't you?
Absolutely. So welcome to the deep dive. Today we're getting into this really unforgettable encounter with an African wood owl shared by birdwatcher Ben Fouché right from his patch on the garden route. And our mission here isn't just about this one amazing bird, but really about digging into what those unexpected moments in nature can show us, when you're actually present and open to it.
And Ben Fouché, birdwatcher. He's the perfect person to guide us through this. He doesn't just, like birds. He lives right there immersed in it.
Right, in those milkwood forests.
Exactly. He's actually a national tour guide for nature and culture, deeply connected to that whole nocturnal world of the garden route.
Ah, okay.
And it's worth knowing, Birdwatcher, the organization he's part of, Outdoor Heartbeat, they're listed as a preferred tour operator on the BirdLife South Africa website.
Oh, wow. So he really knows his stuff.
He's the person for birding on the garden route, basically. His insight is, well, it's invaluable for understanding these kinds of encounters.
Okay, fantastic. So let's unpack Ben's story then. He talks about this happening right at his home, which is, as you said, nestled deep in a milkwood forest. That sounds pretty special in itself.
It really is a very unique ecosystem.
And he described the conditions that evening as just pure perfection. Warm days fading into these cool, inviting evenings that just pull you outdoors.
Yeah, you can picture it.
He was just chilling with friends, taking in what he called the wild pulse of the African bush,
Right.
when that single owl call just sliced through the quiet.
Bam.
As he put it.
Yeah. And not fainted, right. It was immediate, demanding attention, right there.
And that's what's so interesting about that first sound. It wasn't just, oh, nice owl call.
Yeah.
For someone like Ben, who's so tuned in. That bam moment, it's a trigger. It sparks this urge to act, to grab a torch, scramble out there, follow the sound.
Right. It's not passive listening.
No, not at all. It shows that powerful pull wildlife can have, especially something a bit mysterious like an owl. When you're really listening, nature's sort of inviting you in.
And the setting, you mentioned the milkwood forest.
Mm-hmm.
Can you paint a bit more of a picture?
Yeah.
What makes it so ideal for, say, an owl?
Well, imagine this dense coastal woodland, these amazing milkwood trees. They often grow quite low, sprawl out.
Okay.
Their branches intertwine, creating this really thick canopy overhead and make it sheltered underneath, almost like a natural cathedral.
And that creates this unique little world. Loads of cover, tons of insects, other small prey. It's just a perfect secluded haven for a hunter like the African wood owl.
A playground for creatures of the night, as Ben called it.
That's a great description. And the owl is definitely a key player in that playground.
So ecologically, it's not just a pretty backdrop.
Not at all. These specialized ecosystems are crucial. The milkwood forest is a vital hunting ground, a safe home for this owl. And the owl's presence, in turn, shapes the whole nighttime environment there.
Affects the soundscape, the food chain.
Yeah, exactly. It's a reminder that everything's connected, from the tree roots to the tiniest insect. And the African wood owl, as a top nocturnal predator in that specific spot, plays a really big role in keeping it all balanced.
Okay, so Ben hears the call. He's instantly motivated. The habitat's perfect. But there must be that moment of tension, right? You hear it, but will you actually see it? Did he talk about that?
Oh, yeah, definitely. He mentioned that initial scramble, knowing it was close, but also knowing how easily an owl can just vanish.
Blend right in.
Melt into the shadows, exactly. So the challenge isn't just finding it in that dense canopy, but then, keeping a respectful distance with the torchlight.
Ah, right. Not disturbing it.
Crucial, allowing it to just carry on naturally while you observe. That respect for the wild is really central for Birdwatcher, for Ben.
And what an observer gets to see. Ben calls this owl a master hunter. He used the phrase feathered ninja.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's evocative, isn't it?
It really is. It challenges that maybe more common idea of owls just sitting patiently. This sounds much more dynamic.
Absolutely. He describes it swooping down for Insects, small birds, rodents, the usual stuff maybe.
Okay.
But then, and this is where his skill really shines, snagging bats right out of the air.
Bats. Midair. In the dark. How?
It's incredible, isn't it? It relies on a couple of key things. First, their feathers. They're specially designed.
How so?
The front edge of their main flight feathers has these tiny serrations like a comb, and the back edge is soft, fringed. This basically breaks up the airflow over the wing, muffling the sound. They achieve near silent flight. They can fly right past your ear in the dark, and you likely wouldn't hear a thing.
Wow. Near silent flight. So they're stealthy. But how do they find the bat in total darkness? They can't possibly see it that well, surely.
That's the other adaptation, equally amazing. Their hearing. It's phenomenal.
Better than ours, obviously, but how?
Well, many owls, including the African wood owl, have asymmetrical ear openings. One ear might be a bit higher than the other or angled differently.
Asymmetrical. Why?
That tiny difference in placement allows them to triangulate sound with incredible accuracy. Even the faint flutter of a bat's wings, they build this precise sound map in their brain.
So they're locating it purely by sound?
Exactly. Pinpointing the source with such precision, they don't even need to see it clearly. It's hunting on a whole different sensory level.
That's mind-blowing. A feathered ninja indeed. Taking out bats midair using sound mapping.
It's a predatory skill that's just, well, far beyond what most people probably imagine for an owl. Allows them to occupy a really unique spot in that nocturnal food web.
Okay, so we've got this picture of an incredibly skilled silent hunter. But Ben also describes another side the sound they make. Not just the hunting, but their calls.
Ah, yes, the vocalizations.
He says as it gets really dark, their calls kick off, sometimes going for hours. And it's not just one sound. He describes it as a duet, a conversation.
Which is fascinating, the social dimension of it. These aren't just I'm here calls. They're likely complex exchanges.
For what purpose?
Yeah.
Mating. Territory.
Probably multiple things, yeah. Pair bonding seems key. Communication between the pair over distance, maybe reinforcing their territorial claim together. Ben's description, a love song that echoes through the trees, that really captures the feeling of it. It gives you a glimpse into their social lives, which go way beyond just hunting.
A connection between the male and female.
A deep connection, vital for them raising young, continuing the species. And the sound itself, like the female's higher trill, sort of dancing with the male's deeper hoots. It's their unique auditory signature.
It sounds beautiful, and you can understand why Ben would want to capture that moment. He mentions scrambling to get photos.
You would, wouldn't you, when you have that kind of encounter?
Seeing this gorgeous owl glowing under the torchlight, he called it having a front row seat to nature's nighttime wonder. You can feel his excitement, his awe.
Definitely. And that impulse to document, for someone like Ben Birdwatcher, it's not just for a personal keepsake, I think.
No.
It's about preserving that fleeting connection, yes, but also sharing that sense of wonder. These photos, these stories, they show people that amazing wildlife experiences are happening all around us.
Often unseen, especially at night.
Exactly. They can inspire others to look and listen a bit more closely, to find that same sense of quiet presence.
Which brings us to what this means for us listening now. Ben's story, it seems to distill the power of being actively receptive in nature.
That's a great way to put it. Active receptivity.
It's not just passively being there. It's about when the environment calls you, like that owl call did for Ben. His immediate reaction, grabbing the torch.
Yeah, it shows how tuned in he is.
But for most of us, in our busy lives, how do we cultivate that? Is it just being quiet, or is it something more, like listening beyond the obviouses?
That's a really good question. I think true presence in nature involves consciously switching off the internal noise, the daily clutter, and actively engaging all your senses. Ben didn't just hear a bird. He recognized that specific call, its closeness, the opportunity it represented.
Right. Sifting through the background noise?
Bit like the owl's hearing, actually. Finding the signal. It requires a quiet mind, an open ear. I remember stumbling upon a key-clawless otter once, swing right beside me in a river. Totally unexpected.
Wow.
Years I'd hoped to see one properly. And it's that element of surprise, I think, that lodges these encounters so deeply in your memory, like Ben's owl. You have to be receptive enough for nature to surprise you.
Beautifully said. And Ben Fouche's experience with the African wood owl really is this vivid reminder of that hidden world, especially after dark.
Absolutely.
It highlights, the garden route's perfect conditions in mid-April, those distinct owl calls, the female's trill, the male's hoot, and then incredible hunting skill, even taking bats midair.
And the sheer thrill of seeing something like that up close, unexpectedly. That connection.
It really does make you want to listen more closely wherever you are.
Even if you're not in a milkwood forest, there's always something happening out there at night, a nocturnal symphony.
Definitely.
And look, if this conversation has sparked something, if you feel inspired to maybe experience this kind of magic yourself, then Birdwatcher, Ben Fouché, is genuinely the guide for the garden route.
You mentioned his credentials.
Yeah, national tour guide for nature and culture, part of Outdoor Heartbeat, recognized by BirdLife South Africa. He offers trips, half-day, full-day, even longer custom tours, really designed to immerse you in that environment.
That sounds fantastic. So if you listening are curious and want to explore South African bird life, maybe even spot an African wood owl, we really recommend visiting www.birdwatcher.co.za.
That's a place to go.
You can sign up for the Birdwatcher newsletter there. Ben sends out birding highlights, trip reports, alerts about rare birds showing up, photo highlights, straight to your inbox.
And it's good stuff. No spam, just feathers, as they say.
Nice.
And while you're on the site, really take a look around. There are loads of blogs Ben's written, often with videos and pictures that bring these encounters to life.
Oh, cool.
Plus, extensive picture galleries, video galleries, things called virtual hotspots, detailed trip reports. It's a real treasure trove if you're into birds or just the natural beauty of that region.
Okay, so loads to explore online at www.birdwatcher.co.za, and then for your next trip, perhaps.
Consider booking a birding adventure on the garden route directly with Birdwatcher with Ben. Experience those sounds, that thrill, for yourself.
See if you can spot a feathered ninja.
Exactly. Which leads us to a final thought, maybe.
Go for it.
In this world that's often so noisy, so full of distraction, what quiet, unexpected wonders might you discover if you just stop for a moment, really listen, and open yourself up to that nocturnal symphony happening just outside your own window?